Hi, everybody. I'm back. I know it's been a minute. Lots have been going on, so I'm here. Again, my name is Tina. This is TT Talks. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome to TT Talks. I look a little different. I took off my glasses because the glare was driving me nuts on the screen. So I thought I would just come without the glasses. So, yes, how have you been? Hope you're doing well. I'm here today because there's something that I told you I'm going to be in the stirrups and I'm going to just pour. However, the Lord gives it to me, I'm gonna provide it. So I'm here today talking about something that I don't often talk about, and a lot of people that are close to me think that I'm very private about this, but I don't think I'm that private about it. But I thought I would share. As you are aware, I am pregnant. And I'm pregnant with purpose. I'm pregnant with hope. I'm pregnant with possibilities. I'm pregnant with potential. And I'm coming to you today because I have something to tell you that I think is really important for somebody out there needs it, not just me. And as I'm speaking, I am teaching myself how to deal with this. And it's not something that you have to deal with. The topic as I keep beating around the bush, the topic today is on being single, being a single woman. For me in particular, I am single, I am a Seventh Day Adventist, and I'm sensational. And so are you. And when I say that, it's a turn of a phrase, but yeah, savvy, I call it being Seventh Day Adventist. I use the term savvy. I'm an unconventional savvy. However, yeah, I feel like a lot of women out there need to hear this. A lot of Seventh Adventist women out there need to hear this. I've never been married and I don't have kids. And I say this with confidence in the reality that this is my journey. And my journey is not your journey. Maybe you're a Seventh Adventist and single and you have kids, but you've never been married. Or you're thinking, Tina, yeah, I have had kids and they all have different last names, or whatever your lot, whatever you find yourself in. God has saved you and has brought you to this moment. I'm an unconventional Adventist in many ways, but I love the Lord with all my heart. I believe that the Sabbath is right and the Sabbath is Saturday. And among many things, I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And I know there's a call on my life. So, what is it like to be Seventh day Adventist, 53, and single in 2024? Well, I'll tell you one thing. The world wants the single Black female, especially Adventist female, to think that, all that there is marriage. If you're not married, you're nothing. And if you want to throw in being West Indian, in many of our West Indian households, if you're not married, you are not yet an adult in some way, shape, or form. But I'm here to tell you that there is more for us out there. For many of you that are friends with me on Facebook, one of many times I have posted a picture of myself and I've said, I am enough. And I am enough, not in an arrogant way, but because God that I serve is more than enough. So that makes me enough. And I want to tell you out there that there's more to life than just being with someone. Do I want to be with someone? Do I want to share my life with another special guy? Absolutely. But I also know my worth. And holding out, waiting, trusting God as you journey through this thing called life is not always easy. But it's worth it. That's something that I can't coin that phrase as my own. It is something that I've heard Myron Golden say. Uh, it won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. Waiting, trusting God as He takes you through your journey. I'm not on this earth. We are not just put on this earth just to be married to somebody. Although marriage is a ministry, so is being single. And other Adventist girls will say, Tina, how do you stay sane in these streets out there, especially in Toronto, Canada? And I've got friends that say, oh, there's nobody out there, Tina, and you need to move to somewhere else, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. I believe that I'm right where God has asked me to be. Dating, I really don't date a lot of people. I do date, but then I also don't bring him around if I don't think he is marriage potential. And in this lifetime, I think it's important for us to date with the intentionality. Um, at 53, boyfriend, that term, I feel like it's used only for like someone who's in their teens or early 20s. But I will say this, I can't say that I've always felt at peace with being single. I can't say that I felt satisfied being single, but I am satisfied being single. If somebody wonderful comes along, that's great. But I say this to anyone that's out there, that your job as a single woman is to make yourself available to God, period. Only what we do for Christ will last, not for your husband, not for your kids, but for Christ. And if that means taking care of your family, of course, that's what it entails. But it's not just to be on this earth, just to be married. Maybe your husband has made different choices in his life, and can't make himself to you, can't get himself to you. I've dated and experienced a lot of mirages, and I thought, which means like I thought they were something special, and they ended up being not what I was hoping for. So you keep going. I try to delve into ministry, and I delve into ministry not just to keep myself occupied until he sends someone. I am a church girl through and through. I love the Lord with all my heart, and I serve him as best as I can, and I'm far from perfect. So don't give up. Don't give up. Don't look around. Don't look to in your peripheral up or down. Just keep going. Listen to the voice of God. Listen to what he says for you to do and says for you not to do. Do people approach me? Yes. And I have, because I'm human, I have taken it upon myself to block people who I know are temptations. And I know that they'd be nice to hang out with, but nothing substantial could come of it. And I have to say that to myself, because if I want what God has for me, I have to wait. I have to wait, and I wait in worship. I wait in service. I wait in service in my church, to my family, my sister, my mommy, and my daddy. I wait. And the waiting is not just I'm waiting for my guy, but it's more occupying and doing the things that are important for this season in your life. But this is a season in your life, and it's important to embrace that. So if you're 53 going on 54 like me, or if you are, 29 or 39 or 49 or 69, no matter who you are out there, I don't want you to feel any less than who you are. Don't let society, your eyes, turn you away. Or maybe, Tina, I'm going to date this guy because he's just something to do. I know he's not the one, but he's just something to do. Don't do that to yourself. Don't. Even if he's a pastor, don't do that to yourself. Don't date just for dating's sake. Just hold on to what God told you to do the last time and press. Because I know that what I want for myself is great, but compared to what God has for me, I can't compare that. And I want to stay with my head down on the ground, prostrate, and pray that God make me who he has called me to be. The disciples weren't married, right? Some of them, most of them weren't. And they had work to do. And I know that God has called me. If God has called you to do something very important in the world as it relates to being a child of God, respond to that voice. Better to be obedient to God than being obedient to man. I want to tell you that. So yeah, there's a lot of temptation out there for me. A lot of things that look like a lot of fun, but it will not. It's not substantial. It's not worth my time. I'm not saying I'm better than him or his circumstances, but I know God has more for me because I'm a child of the true and living King. And so are you. So, woman of God, I know it's a long wait. I know it feels like God has forgotten about you. I know you're cute. I know you're beautiful. And I know you're smart. I know you have a lot to give to a man. Give it to God. And I'm not trying to be corny. Give it to God. Let it go. I've told God, you know what? I've made a mess of my dating experience. I've decided things in my head about myself that weren't true, that God never told me about myself. And now that I'm leaning on his voice more than ever in 2024, in the days that we're living, I can't afford to do anything else but to serve God. And if somebody comes along, that's great. And if somebody doesn't come along, that's great. Because I want to do the things of God. Because the only thing that you do for Christ will last. That is the only thing that will last. So if that means service, if that means counseling people who are married or celebrating somebody going to yet another wedding, so be it. God has not forgotten us. He has not forgotten us. Rest assured, knowing that your Father sees, he knows, and he will hear. I'm going to come back on another day to talk more about being single, Seventh-day Adventist, and sensational. I am pregnant with purpose. You are more than enough, woman of God. You are more than enough because we serve a God who is greater than anything, and he is our Savior. So don't lose heart. Don't give up. Don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle for nothing but the best. Because if you think you've dated some good guys, God has something better for you, even greater than what you've chosen. And God will show us and reveal to us what it is that we need to do. I want us, in my last parting words, I want us to have an attitude of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And I know it wasn't like a dating circumstance, but the words were, we won't bow down to the idol. And even if God does not deliver us, we still won't bow down. And I say to you, woman of God, don't bow down to any man that is not worth your time. And even if God does not deliver you the man that you think you need to have before he comes back, don't bow down. Keep doing the last thing that God called you to do. Don't settle. Don't expose your body because you feel like that's the way to go. And you know what? We all want to look cute and look pretty and put on the clothes and be a girly girl. I'm a girly girl. But I know there's certain things I can't do, I shouldn't do. And that's what I'm trying to maintain and be consistent with. So yeah, we're single, we're Seventh-day Adventist, and we're sensational women. And even if you're not Seventh-day Adventist, if you're just a Christian woman out there, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Like, keep living. Keep doing what you're doing. Do your work. Do your job. Serve in your church. Serve the Lord with gladness. And don't serve waiting for God to give you the dude. Just serve him. Just serve him. That's my message for today. And I'll come back with more another day. So with that, thank you very much for listening to me. And have a good rest of your day. See you later.